we're going to plasti dip the hood scoop, rims, and spoiler on the Mustang. Hope you enjoy. Clearing each surface before you tape it off. Also dry off each surface. Make sure it's completely dry with no water or soap before you start the tape. Next you want to start the taping process. As you can see, we've applied painter's tape to every curve of the hood scoop. And now we're going to apply some paper in the bigger areas so that the spray paint doesn't get all over the other parts of the car. You can see the paper is spread out in a wide range around the area that is going to be painted. It's also overlapped so the paint doesn't run under the sheets of paper and get onto the car. But if it does, no big deal. You can just peel it off. Right. Preparing the can for use is simple. Just go by the directions. It'll tell you to shake the can vigorously for 1 minute. Now it's time for the fun part. We're going to start plasti dipping the hood scoop. What you want to do, spray a little bit. Just to get used to the way it sprays, we're going to do mini light coats. It's okay to do mini coats. And what you want to do is let it dry off between each coat. Because if you get too much going at one time, that's when you're going to start getting runs. I want to let it dry for a few minutes. Waiting too long is not going to hurt anything, but not waiting long enough will. When you're spraying, you want to start where you're not actually wanting the plasti dip to be. Start it, get it going, go straight across. Because if you spray directly onto the hood scoop or any other part of the car, it's going to get runs. After applying several coats, the hood scoop is still drying, and we'll wait a few hours to lift up the tape carefully. Now let's move on to the spoiler. Alright guys, we got one coat on the spoiler as we speak. And we're just going to let it dry a little bit between coats. As you can tell, we've got it taped off like crazy. The more you tape off, the easier the cleanup is. You don't really want to have to be scraping off a lot. Alright guys, we're going to start on the rims while we're letting coats dry on the spoiler. This looks funny. But what you're going to want to do is tuck these around your brake area. This way you don't have to take the entire rim off in order to keep your caliper and brakes safe. I have my boy Jay Rice. This is his car. And he's already got the wheels clean for us, so there we go. Alright. I know some of you are wondering, well, what if I get it on my tire? Will it come off? The answer is yes. So what we're going to do is just like the rest of the car, we're doing light coats to avoid runs. As you can see guys, we've got a coat going in every rim. This is a good strategy because if you get a lot of them going at one time, they can each dry while you're on the next one. But don't rush it guys, I'm telling you, don't rush it. This is a slow process. It shouldn't take you more than an afternoon, but do it right, do it once. Alright, another important thing to do is I had Jonathan, as you can see where we were spraying, I had him back up, a few inches to a foot. And that's in order so you can see some of the spokes and every single side of it and make sure you got them right. That's also a good tip. Alright guys, after much work, much spraying, mini coats on the rims, mini coats on the spoiler. You can see it's getting dark. But we have worked our butts off, but now it's the easy part. You just gotta let it dry. As you can see Jonathan there admiring his new rims. But guys, that's about it. We're gonna wait just a little bit longer, probably a couple hours. Probably go grab a bite to eat. You really don't care about that part. We're gonna let these suckers dry. We're gonna peel it off very carefully, and we're gonna have ourselves a nice vehicle. Appreciate it. Alright, now I'm gonna let you take a really close look at how we peeled this off. You gotta be very careful and try as you're pulling Pull in a manner that is away from the paint. Find the top layer. In other words, don't pull it this way towards it and taking the chance that some of the sticky part of the tape will grab it. And it might not, might not be a big deal, but we like to do it right. It's a good looking hood scoop, guys. Alright, after you've allowed time for the rims to dry, carefully remove the bags. Now your work's finished. The last thing to do is admire.